Good morning, dear students, and welcome to Genesis. This is my second lecture on the chapter Circulatory System. In this, I am mainly going to cover the composition of the blood and we will study red blood cells in details. So, in my last class, I have already explained that blood is a very, very important fluid in our body. Reason? It is a circulatory fluid, so it performs many functions inside our body. Now, this blood is structurally divided into two parts. The liquid part of the blood is called plasma, and the solid part of the blood is known as cellular elements. Now, the plasma is pale yellow in color. So, it is not that part which gives the red color to the blood. And this plasma mainly comprises of water, which is almost 90 to 92%. That is why water is so essential for us, because if you are not hydrated enough, it is directly going to impact the composition of the blood. The second thing which is present here is protein. What kind of proteins are mainly present? And the percentage is 7%. Proteins like albumin, proteins like globulins, they are present. They provide immunity in our body and are also for many other, like they also help to maintain the osmotic balance of the blood. So for these proteins are present. The third very important thing are the salts. Now, what are salts? Only 1% of salt, and there are specifically two kinds of salts that are present. One is sodium chloride, and this is why blood tastes salty. Another is sodium bicarbonate. Apart from this, there are some other substances which are also present in the blood. Now, all these other substances are present in the blood because of its function. So, we know that the blood is responsible for transportation of digested food. So, basically, there will be glucose and amino acid that will be present in the blood because they are carried from the small intestine and are transported to other parts of the body. It is also responsible for removal of excretory substances. So, urea is also present in the blood because it mixes in the blood and then it is sent to the kidney for removal. Similarly, it is responsible for transportation of hormones. So we also find various hormones mixed in the plasma. And the last thing that we find which is present in the plasma is fibrinogens. What are fibrinogens? These are those clotting factors which help blood to clot when it comes in contact with air or when it comes in contact with any hindrance in its passage. So imagine a condition where there is a wound in your body and your blood comes in contact with the air, then this fibrinogen in the blood will help it to clot. But if the blood does not come in contact with the air and it's running smoothly through your arteries and your veins and comes across a hindrance which is stopping the blood from flowing, then also the fibrinogen will accelerate the process of clotting. We will study it afterwards in details. So we now know that there are mainly four substances which are found mixed in the plasma of the blood. One is water. So the basic composition of plasma is mainly water. And in this, what else do you find? You find certain proteins like albumin and globulin. You find salts like sodium chloride, sodium bicarbonate, and other substances like hormones, like amino acids, glucose, urea, and fibrinogen. When we talk about the second component of the blood known as the cellular elements, there are distinctively three cellular elements that are present in the blood. These are erythrocytes, also known as red blood cell, then leukocytes, also known as white blood cell, and last thrombo. Known as platelets. So we will study erythrocytes in details in today's lecture. We are going to study these two in the next lecture. So blood all in all comprises of a liquid part called plasma, which is yellowish in color, and a solid part of three types which are known as cellular element. What are these? They are erythrocytes, leukocytes, and thrombocytes. From birth till the age of 5 years, all the bones can produce RBC. So till you are 5 years old, all bones of your body can actually produce red blood cells. But when you become adult, then there are certain specific bones which can produce RBC, and they are long bones like the rib bones, the breast bone, and the ilium of hip girdle. If you remember, in grade 9 we have studied hip girdles. So the ilium of the hip girdle, the rib bones and the breast bones of an adult can produce RBC, but in an embryo it is produced in the spleen or in the liver. And in kids below the age of 5 years, all the bones can produce RBC. Now the life of red blood cell is 120 to 124 days. Now let's talk about the shape. The shape of RBC is biconcave. What is biconcave? Biconcave shape looks like this, where it is quite constricted in the middle, but the periphery are rounded and thicker. And what about the size of RBC? The size of RBC diameter, if you look at the diameter of the red blood cell, then it is about 7 micron. That means they're extremely small, because 1 micron is 1/1000th of 1 millimeter. So you can imagine this is 1000 times lesser than a millimeter. So that is the diameter of RBC. Now, how is this shape and the small size benefiting RBC? The shape is very, very important, because this shape gives flexibility to the red blood cell. If you are unable to relate to what is a biconcave shape, then the shape is, or the shape of RBC is just like the shape of contact lenses, and they are that flexible. Because they are flexible and because they are very small in size, many of them together can pass through those fine blood vessels called capillaries. See, passing through arteries, passing through vein is not that difficult, but capillaries are very, very thin. So to pass through capillaries and to reach the tissues of the organs, these red blood cells, they are biconcave in shape and they are that small in size. One more benefit that this shape gives to them, it is the efficiency with which they can absorb oxygen. Because of this shape, where there are concavities inside, that means there is cavity inside, they can absorb more oxygen. So there are two benefits right now that we mentioned. One is definitely it helps them to move through capillaries easily, and second, it increases their efficiency to absorb oxygen. Now, the number of red blood cell is always more in adult male compared to adult female, and one reason because of this is the presence of the testosterone hormone in male body. So just remember that the quantity of red blood cell is little higher in male compared to that in female. A very important and unique feature about RBCs, ये तो cell हैं, red blood cells, but they lack 3 organelles. Imagine a cell which does not have nucleus. RBC is one such cell. इसके पास 3 organelles missing हैं. One is the nucleus, another is mitochondria, another is endoplasmic reticulum. Now let's find out why. जब ये born होते हैं, then they have all these organelles, but as they mature, they themselves remove these organelles for some purpose. क्या purpose है? Let's find. The first one I said is nucleus. The removal of the nucleus gives biconcave shape to the RBC. जब इसके पास nucleus था, then it would look like this. But as it matures and it loses its nucleus, it attains this shape which is called the biconcave shape. इससे से हेल्प क्या होता है? बाइकॉन्केव शेप इंक्रीजेस द सरफेस एरिया वॉल्यूम रेशियो. अगर सरफेस एरिया वॉल्यूम रेशियो बढ़ जाता है किसी भी ऑर्गेनेल का, किसी भी सेल का, देन इट इंक्रीजेस इट्स एफिशिएंसी ऑफ अब्जॉर्प्शन. अब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ क्या? एज वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट रेड ब्लड सेल्स, ऑफ कोर्स इट इंक्रीजेस देयर एफिशिएंसी टू अब्सॉर्ब ऑक्सीजन. दैट इज व्हाई दे रिमूव न्यूक्लियस ऑन मैच्योरिटी, सो दैट दे कैन वर्क more efficiently. The second organelle that they remove is mitochondria. You know already that these organelles are necessary for generation of energy. तो ये करते क्या है? Basically they take oxygen and they break down glucose and release energy. But RBCs, red blood cells, खुद नहीं चाहते हैं कि ऐसा हो. They want the oxygen that they are carrying should not be utilized by the mitochondria of their own cell. It should be utilized by the other cells. Similarly, the glucose that they are carrying, they don't want it to be utilized by their cell. Rather, they are more focused on transporting it to other cells. So, वो अपने work को efficiently करने के लिए they remove mitochondria, because of which they cannot utilize the oxygen that they are carrying. They cannot utilize the glucose that's also there in the plasma. The third thing which they do not have is the endoplasmic reticulum. ये लोग they remove this because this forms a skeletal framework. So imagine a condition जैसे हमारे बॉडी में बोन्स है, अगर किसी ने हमारे बॉडी से बोन्स निकाल दिए तो will be sloggy, हम लोग अमीबा की तरह हो जाएंगे, will be more flexible. They want to be more flexible. That is why they remove endoplasmic reticulum. So now you know that this is one strange cell which has three organelles missing. एक तो nucleus नहीं है, second they do not have mitochondria, and third they do not have endoplasmic reticulum. Now let us talk about a very important constituent which is present in the red blood cell. हम सबको पता है the respiratory pigment called hemoglobin. ये क्या है? This is that pigment which gives red color to the blood. और ये क्या करता है? It is mainly helping in the transportation of oxygen, carbon dioxide as well as carbon monoxide. ये pigment कहाँ present है? It is present in the stroma of RBC. What is this basically? It is made up of two components. एक है heme, उसे हम लोग hemin के नाम से जानते हैं, which is basically the iron, and the globin part. Globin क्या है? It is the protein. ये जो हीमोग्लोबिन है, दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू द ब्लड, बिकॉज ब्लड के जितने भी फंक्शंस हैं उसको परफॉर्म करने के लिए दे नीड हीमोग्लोबिन. सो दिस हीमोग्लोबिन व्हेन इट कंबाइंस विद ऑक्सीजन, हमें ऑलरेडी पता है इट फॉर्म्स ऑक्सी हीमोग्लोबिन, और इसी कंपाउंड के फॉर्म में ऑक्सीजन इज ट्रांसपोर्टेड टू एवरी पार्ट्स ऑफ योर बॉडी. रिमेंबर दिस कॉम्बिनेशन इज अ वेरी लूज कॉम्बिनेशन. सो जब भी ये सेल के पास जाते हैं जहां देयर इज डेफिशिएंसी ऑफ ऑक्सीजन, इमीडिएटली ये टूट जाता है इनका बॉन्ड एंड ऑक्सीजन इज गिवन टू द सेल. सिमिलरली हीमोग्लोबिन व्हेन कंबाइंस विद कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड देन इट फॉर्म्स कार्ब एमिनो hemoglobin. Again, a loose connection. So when this compound comes in contact to a condition where there is less carbon dioxide, then ये टूट जाएगा and carbon dioxide will be released. ये दो तो हम लोग समझ गए. But there are conditions जहां ये हीमोग्लोबिन ना तो ऑक्सीजन के साथ बाइंड करता है ना तो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड के साथ बाइंड करता है, but binds with a lethal gas which is carbon monoxide. कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड कब प्रोड्यूस होता है? when there is insufficient combustion. That means एक ऐसा कंडीशन जहां कोई चीज बर्न हो रहा है but there is not enough oxygen. For example, आपने एक क्लोज रूम में किसी वुड पे आग लगाया हो हाथ सेकने के लिए and you have kept the room closed. That is a dangerous condition because there is not enough oxygen and there is combustion happening. So it's not going to produce carbon dioxide but it will produce carbon monoxide. Problem क्या होगा? When you inhale carbon monoxide, this will combine with your hemoglobin and will produce something called carboxy hemoglobin, which is dangerous. ये कंपाउंड अगर फॉर्म हो गया तो दिस कंपाउंड विल नॉट अलाउ हीमोग्लोबिन टू बाइंड विद ऑक्सीजन, एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ विच देयर विल बी डेफिशिएंसी ऑफ ऑक्सीजन इन द बॉडी एंड दिस कैन कॉज डेथ. इसी को हम कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड पॉइजनिंग के नाम से भी जानते हैं. तो ये था अबाउट द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट ऑफ द ब्लड विच इज हीमोग्लोबिन. नाउ लेट अस सी व्हाट हैपेंस टू दीज ब्लड सेल्स आफ्टर 120 डेज. मैंने पहले ही कहा दैट दे सर्वाइव फॉर 120 डेज, लेकिन जब 120 डेज हो जाता है तब ब्लड आरबीसीज के साथ क्या होता है? सी आरबीसीज जब 120 डेज कवर कर लेते हैं देन दे गो टू दीज थ्री पार्ट्स. दे मे गो टू द स्प्लीन, लिवर और बोन मैरो, जहां ये डाई करते हैं. सो दीज थ्री आर नोन एज द ग्रेवयार्ड ऑफ रेड ब्लड सेल. द आयरन पार्ट of the RBC is kept in the liver and जो rest part है, rest of the part of the red blood cell will be converted into bilirubin, which is a pigment present in which secretion? Bile. याद है हम लोग पढ़ चुके हैं कि liver produces bile and the bile has greenish yellow color. That color of the bile is because of bilirubin. और ये bilirubin आता कहाँ है? It is produced due to the breakdown of red blood cell in these organs. और because of that, the part apart from the iron part, whatever is left, that gets converted into this pigment called bilirubin. And what happens to the iron? It is retained in the liver and is utilized for manufacture of new RBCs. New red blood cells बनाने के लिए जो भी भी आयरन लगेगा वो सर्कुलेट होता है. So in this lecture we have discussed few things. We know the composition of blood. We have discussed RBCs in details. उनका shape, उनका size, उनका लाइफ स्पैन, उनमें कौन कौन सी ऑर्गेनल्स नहीं होते हैं, उनके इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट जैसे हीमोग्लोबिन, एंड वी आल्सो डिस्कस द ग्रेवयार्ड ऑफ द आरबीसी. वी आर गोइंग टू मीट अगेन इन माय नेक्स्ट वीडियो वेयर आई विल एक्सप्लेन व्हाइट ब्लड सेल्स. Take care and do not forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.